All right, guys, so that's the first bait. That's what I'd throw if I'm on the bank. You know, I'd probably fish in the narrows or right where they launch, right where they dump the fish in on to the west a bit. There's some pretty decent bank spots. You know, that's when they're planning. That's going to be springtime. The narrows will be hot in the spring. That's when the trout bite's hot, you know, in general, is winter through spring. So, the second thing I'd do, you know, my second option was trolling. Whenever I could, I would, you know, get a boat and get in there and troll for trout. Now, some of you don't have that option, but you can rent a boat. You can get it half off certain days. If you're disabled or if you're a veteran, you can get more of a discount and things like that. If you go out there and in the springtime you top line a panther martin, you can have phenomenal results. You can catch bass from time to time, striper from time to time, but a whole mess of trout. So, you know, I like the fire tigers. I like the bright colors, you know, oranges, pinks, purples. They can have other colors in them, but those are the ones I like. Okay. I like to troll those bright colors because of the water clarity. I top line in the spring, and as that spring comes to an end, say maybe May, end of May, I start going down deeper. I drop it down, poor man downrigger style. I go ahead and drop that all the way down to 20 and 30 feet. Now that's going to allow you to get a lot of those trout a lot of other people aren't able to get and target. Once they move deeper, once the water temperature warms up and the days get hotter, those fish are going to go deeper. So keep in mind, guys, trolling allows you to cover a lot of water. It allows you to effectively use a lot of different baits, figure out what those fish want that day, because every day varies. All right, so the whole deal is, you know, if you have the option to find the fish, to locate where they're at, it definitely helps to have a boat. Fish finders are nice, but just having the boat covering water, you'll find out where they're at. And then you can go back to bank fishing, and at least you know they're in the area. They were, you know, they should be in that area for at least a few days, up to, you know, longer. So, you know, use the boat to locate those fish and then come back the next couple trips on the bank if you know, are trying to save money like that. But the boat's definitely a big advantage. Covering water, big advantage. Fish finders, huge advantage. But let's move on. Third bait. Third bait for rainbow trout fishing would be the classic original Berkley power bait. I mean, it's something that's been around forever. You know, you've got a lot of these other companies, Gulp, which is still Berkley, actually, I'm sorry. You've got a lot of the same companies pushing out a lot of different products when essentially they're the product that got that company, you know, where it is what I'm trying to say is, you know, a lot of these brands have done so well, like Berkley did so well off their original power bait. They were able to really expand. All right, guys, so it's pretty simple. Berkley power bait got really big because their product worked. The original Berkley power bait formula, that stuff is amazing. And, you know, for a lot of people, I've tried every product that they sell. by Berkeley and by Atlas and by a lot of other companies like Potski and what's the some of the other companies like Uncle Josh. I've tried everything, you know. Um, but what I've come to realize is each company has their staple baits. You know, Gary Yamamoto has a Senko. Everybody's heard of it. It's the Gary Yamamoto Senko. They're everywhere. They work. They sell. And what I'm trying to say is, a lot of these brands have done so well. Like Berkeley did so well off their original power bait. They were able to really expand. All right, guys. So it's pretty simple. Berkeley Power Bait got really big because their product worked. The original Berkeley Power Bait formula, that stuff is amazing. And you know, for a lot of people, I've tried every product that they sell by Berkeley and by Atlas and by a lot of other companies like Potski and what's the some of the other companies like Uncle Josh. I've tried everything, you know. But what I've come to realize is each company has their staple baits. You know, Gary Yamamoto has a Senko. Everybody's heard of it. It's the Gary Yamamoto Senko. They're everywhere. They work. They sell. And all right, guys. So here's the deal. You're gonna want the Berkeley Power Bait as your third option. Number 3 would definitely be that Berkeley Power Bait, the original formula, better than anything else they've ever made. I've tried it all. Unless you go to certain things, little creeks, feeder creeks, rivers. All right, guys, so here's the deal. You're going to want the Berkeley Power Bait as your third option. Number 3 would definitely be that Berkeley Power Bait, the original formula, better than anything else they've ever made. I've tried it all. Unless you go to certain things, little creeks, feeder creeks, rivers. All right, guys, so here is the deal. It's a great lake to fish, great lake with lots of rainbow trout planted every year. I don't remember the exact amount, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's 40,000 pounds of rainbow trout they plant there a year. It wouldn't shock me at all. They put in a lot of fish, Lassen fish, DFG fish, or should we call them, I don't know, the Department of Fish and Game. I don't know. It's hard because I think they call themselves Department of Fish and Wildlife now, because I don't know what they should be called is Department of. They screwed everything up for the last 50 years in California, and they need to take some accountability and need to fix a lot of the damage they've done. They plant fish, and that's great. But this year in California, we lost over 3 billion fish in our hatcheries. And if you look at the hatcheries and how they've been maintained and managed, cared for, stuff like that, it's a disaster. It's really sad. And they've stolen our taxpayer dollars. They've stolen our permit money. They've stolen our license money and our fees and our extra tags to get other fish, and they've done all that, and they've destroyed the opportunity for California fishermen almost statewide. We have a few places left that are actually the strongholds, but everywhere else is on major declines or they're just decimated. A lot of this has to do with mismanagement, funds, and the way they're being handled. So